Interior, abandoned warehouse, night. The only light comes from a single bare bulb hanging precariously from the ceiling, casting stark shadows. Dust motes dance in the cold air. Vince, the silent Moretti, in his 60s, impeccably dressed, terrifyingly calm, a mafia boss, sits at a metal table, a silencer-equipped pistol resting before him. Across from him, Tony, the rat Marino, in his 30s, disheveled, terrified, a snitch, is tied to a chair, bruise forming on his cheek.
Tony, Tony, my boy. Always so eager. Always so loyal.
Oh, boss, Vince, please. You got it all wrong, boss. It wasn't me. I swear on my mother's grave.
Your mother's grave. Oh, that's rich, Tony. Especially since I got a recording here. A recording of your voice. Whispering into a phone, telling federal agents about the dock deal? About the shipments? About my family? You broke an oath, Tony. An oath made in blood. You chewed on the hand that fed you. You became a rat.
No, boss. You got it all wrong. They made me. They had my sister, and they threatened,
Excuses. Cowardice. I offered you protection. I offered you a life. You traded it for what? Soft to sell. New name and witness protection that you probably screw up in a week anyway? You see this, Tony? This ain't just about the deal you sank. It's about respect. It's about trust. Things that, once broken, can't ever be fixed. Tell me, Tony, was it worth it? All that whispering? Was it worth watching everything you ever knew disappear?
And scene. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast presents The Retorted Show. I'm Juiced, Barnum, juiced. Love a good juicing. Love getting juiced up at the start of the show. Love being a rat for a mafia boss. The Silent Moretti. Tony the Silent Moretti, I think his name. Either way.
No, Vincent. Tony was the rat.
Tony the rat. Vincent the Silent Moretti. That's a great one. But Burn.
To be fair, Tony never stood a chance. His nickname was the rat. You know?
Yeah,
it wasn't going to go well for him.
No, he was already in the garbage. Either way, speaking of garbage, you ready to get in some Who Dat Dude?
Ooh.
Who Dat Dude? Yes,
Matty.
All right.
I am ready. Who Dat Dude? For those of you who don't remember,
start it off, you big dick.
I'm going to tell a little story. I'm going to give Matt 5 choices as to who the culprit is who perpetrated the story. Matt's going to have potentially 3 guesses. If he chooses to answer after 3 guesses, I will eliminate 2 names for him. If not, he can guess 5 times before giving his final answer. Here is my Who Dat Dude. I once got on the air on the Ryan Russillo show to ask him for an endorsement. I once got on the air of the Ryan Russillo show to ask him for an endorsement. Your choices are, as always, me, as always, Murph, as always, Richie, new to the docket, your favorite and mine, Kev Scott, and Meeg.
Okay. Oh. All right. I mean, I'm assuming, this is just an assumption, it would be giving too much away to ask what the endorsement was for, correct?
No, you can ask what it was for.
Okay. What was the endorsement for?
A letter of recommendation.
Okay. A letter of recommendation. Okay. Um, a letter of recommendation to go to a college, correct?
Is that your second question?
I mean, that's what the letter of recommendation is for,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It was for yes, an academic program.
Okay. So this occurred in, I would have to say, in your like, late teens, maybe early 20s, possibly if you went to uh community college. Okay. And then is the Ryan Rosillo show a radio show?
Yes, it was a radio show on ESPN Radio. It was host Scott Van Pelt. The co-host at the time was Danny Cannell.
Okay. Man, if it was our boy The Thrill, I'd be picking him because he actually wrote for, yeah, or he was an ESPN correspondent.
Correct.
Man, but it's not our boy The Thrill. But were they asking for something for our boy The Thrill? And if it was somebody asking to help out our boy The Thrill, then I would think it'd be Kev Scott. Also, I something is tickling my brain that Kev Scott did something in like communications or media. God. But then also, well, Murph, I don't know if Murph, if it was a comedy show and not a sports show, then I would be going like Murph, because Murph would be asking for an endorsement for dependable felon, or, well, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I don't know. A letter of recommendation is usually for a college. So maybe it was a letter of recommendation to get into UCB. Huh. Is Ryan Rosillo a Valley guy?
Is that your third question?
Yeah.
He is not. He's from
Okay.
Martha's Vineyard, I believe.
Okay. So, all right. Hmm. All right. So it's one of these guys. It's one of these fuckers go to school for like communications or something with like media or something like that. That's what I'm trying to think. And for some reason, I feel like Kev Scott did that. You know, I just remember Kev Scott losing a lot of weight. He's a good looking son of a bitch.
Hell
And I hope
yeah,
he's doing well because I really love that guy. Kev
doing
Scott's a great
great,
guy. He's
doing
a great
great.
guy.
He's a great guy.
Yeah. Has he got kids now doing that whole
No,
thing?
no, just
No.
great guy doing great.
Just great guy doing great. You know what? Because he is great. Because he's Kev Scott. But also, I'm trying to remember. I feel like Kev Scott was like, I don't know if he was more Pulaski's buddy than Mike's buddy. He might have been Mike's buddy. I'm not sure.
Here's what I'll
But
say. He graduated with Mike, but he ended up hanging out with Pulaski more later in the years.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's because Mike wasn't there.
Right.
Yeah. And Pulaski was there.
But even now, Pulaski and Scott would be more likely to hang out than Mike and Scott, like to call each
Yeah.
other. And
Yeah. 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 Who's that girl? Shum bum ba dum ba dum shum ba dum ba dum. Man, oh
sorry, I'm not
boy.
familiar with that song.
No, who is? Oh man. Okay.
So you got three
So
questions asked. So,
let me get two eliminated. See if my theory holds.
all right, I'm eliminating myself and Murph.
Very good. All right. I'm just gonna go, but also fucking Meeg has got some goddamn fucking balls on him. He's got some big old fucking hairy ones, and he would call in a sports show to get a fucking letter of recommendation for a college because he's got a big old fucking hawk on him. God damn, it could be Meeg. It always could be Meeg.
That's the point. And what a
Golly.
dong! What a dong on that boy! What a dong!
Oh God, he's just got a
Hammer,
big old fucking hammer,
hammer.
baby.
There's
Baby as
your
I'm
hammer.
holding an apple. God, Meeg is just the best. He's the fucking best. Phew. All right, man. For some reason though, I feel like Kev Scott. Something's tickling my brain about Kev Scott. I'm gonna go Kev Scott. Final answer.
Kev Scott. Final answer. Kev Scott, while an incredible individual and human being, is not the correct answer to this question. It was Mead.
Fuck!
Um,
I was right. I was right. He had some
yeah,
big old fucking dick on him, didn't he? Son of a
Mead
bitch.
got on the air and asked Rosillo if he would write him a letter of recommendation to go to grad school at Florida. to be a gator, which he did eventually online. Before he's been working in media ever since. Rosillo was like, "Tell me a little bit about yourself." He said he was from 40 Fort, and then Rosillo and Cannell spent the rest of the call describing it as somewhere that sounds like a lawless land uh, between coal miners and mountains, and just opining about what they think 40 Fort is. But either way, they thought it sounded pretty tough. But the answer to that one was Meeg. Meeg got on the Rosillo show and asked for a letter to grad school. And Rosillo said, email me back, but I need to know a little bit more about you. I don't think he ever got the letter of rec.
Man, what a big old fucking dick on that guy. The dick on that guy.
Yeah.
Just beautiful. Just
Yeah.
beautiful.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I should have fucking, you know what?
You were knocking on the door, man. You were
I
knocking
was
on the door.
right there.
I'm glad my Kev Scott red herring
It
was able to throw you
It
off.
threw
Yeah.
me.
His first time on the board. It was his first time on the board.
Yeah, for some reason, I was just like, I feel like I've heard something about Kev Scott doing that, but no. Okay, well, that does
All
it
right.
for me on Who Dat Dude. You ready for your Who Dat Dude?
All right, who we got?
So, like I said, or like Byrne said, or alluded to, this game, I'm going to give Byrne a story from the first person. I'm going to give him 5 people to guess who he thinks it could be. Are you ready, Byrne?
I am prepared.
Okay. I once got in a fight with my ex while on the way home from dinner and threw the leftovers from our dinner out the window on the highway, almost causing an accident. That's right. I once got into a fight with my ex while on the way home from dinner and threw the leftovers from said dinner out the window on the highway, almost causing an accident. Your choices are ya boy, old Uncle Matty, everybody's favorite, the one and only B Guzzler himself, Alan Bach, who'd shout out, just had his 3rd child. Very good for him.
What up, Bach? Go get him, Bach.
Yeah, shout out B Guzz. Then former guest of the show and co-host of the show, the one and only Strong Stem Steve Cabot. Then we have one of the legends, Eric Halberstadt. And as always, or not as always, but one of the recurring favorites, the Prince of Party himself, Party Boy Pete McCormick.
All right. You once got into a fight with your ex on the way home from dinner and tossed the leftovers out the window, nearly causing an accident.
Yep.
Did this take place on a major highway? 76
Yes.
or 476. Okay. Major highway.
Yes.
Yep, that makes sense. All right. Let's see here. Did this take place in your teens or 20s?
20s. Who's
All right.
that?
Question 3. Can you even remember what the fight was about?
No. God, no.
Ready?
Definitely not.
Right.
Who's that girl? Talk out loud, Daddy.
Were
Tell me what you're
these
thinking.
okay? All right. Were these leftovers Mexican?
They were not Mexican.
Not Mexican.
I know what you're trying to do, you son of a bitch.
you know exactly what I'm trying to do.
You're thinking fucking it's Adobe Cafe, you
I just
motherfucker.
wanted to know if it was Adobe Cafe. That's all.
You'd be narrowing down your choices there, baby. I tell you that. I tell you that.
Was it fairly common for you to fight with your ex in this kind of way? Like big blow up fights over nothing?
Yes, big time.
All right. Well,
was it Mexican? Was a great question.
It didn't. I mean, had you said yes.
There would only be one choice. Yeah.
But I don't know if you walked me off of it.
I mean, I miss the Adobe Cafe. Fucking love Adobe.
I know it's gone now, right?
Adobe is a great spot. I mean, thank God my wife doesn't listen to this because I took so many girls there on a first date.
Oh, dude,
so many.
You gave me the order to get the first time I went. You're like, get this, 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 and this, and you were right.
Yep. Share this They're gonna love it. Don't the wings can be too messy. That's a second date
Mm-hmm.
one. But you
Mm-hmm.
got to get the steak tips.
Dude, you were all over it. I don't know enough about Eric. None of these questions would have really helped me there. Out. Uh, Box a leftover guy. He's gonna hold on to those. I feel like that would be my option. My guess is you, Matt. My guess is Matt Lavelle. My guess is Uncle Matty, Matt Lavelle. That's my guess for who that do.
Well, Vern.
Mexican or not, I'm sticking with my gut.
Well, Vern, I tried to help you. I've tried to help you because you've guessed him so many times.
You son of a bitch! You
But
son of a
this
bitch!
guy is none other than B Guz himself,
Fucking Bach.
Alan Bach.
I got to reset the whole Bach algorithm now.
You son of
God
I tried to help you.
damn it!
I did
God
this. I was
no.
like, I want him to guess Bach. I want him to finally be right with Bach. But I thought I was like, I'd let him into this because I've been picking myself a lot lately, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
But so what happened
Oh,
was Bach was seeing this girl, and I don't even know if they were ever officially boyfriend girlfriend, but they would like hang out
yeah.
and hook up. And she was cool. There was nothing wrong with her, but he had been on a string of dating nothing but smoking hot rockets, right? And then like he kind of
Obviously,
got a little out of shape, and he dated this girl who was a little bigger than his usual parlay.
sure, sure.
And so everyone just started calling her the big show. And every
Oh,
time,
oh no, oh no.
every time she was around, we would just sing, well, it's the big show. Right? And like she never caught on. She just thought we sang that song all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
Yeah.
like, God, this is so mean, but so funny. But either way, he was like, he came to Vinny's with her, right? As he would do. Came to Vinny's,
Oh,
right? And he had
this whole thing was
leftovers.
right in my face the whole time. You
He
right in
had
my
a
face the
yeah,
whole
because
time.
you said 76. It happened on
Mm-hmm.
76. And they came to Vinny's and had some leftovers. He had a bunch of Long Island iced teas that night. I remember. Too many. And they're driving back. She was driving, and he just fucking got mad out of nowhere. And he's like, "Fuck you, you fucking bitch! Fuck you! I'm fucking done with you!" And he rolled down the window, took all the food, and said, "You don't fucking, I'm not giving you this," and threw it out the window. And it like hit the car next to him, and it's the whole thing.
Holy shit! Just some lasagna pasted on somebody's windshield. Oh, eggplant parm.
Yeah,
God damn it!
yeah.
God damn it!
You had a
I owe
chance.
Bach better. I owe Bach better.
You owed him. You should have. It never
Mm.
even crossed your mind, Bach. But you were really
No, it
tossing
did.
up me and
It's
Steve, were you?
no. It was always you and Bach. It's always you and Bach.
It's always me and Bach. It's
I
tough.
didn't know enough about Eric. I knew it wasn't Pete because Pete's the kind of guy. He's like
Yeah.
going to get home, eat his leftovers, and then just leave in the middle of
He
the night.
wouldn't
He'd
get
be like,
mad at
eat it.
anyone.
Yeah,
That he
yeah,
doesn't get. I've only seen Pete mad a handful of times, and they're all the
right,
other person's fault. It's never
right,
him.
right. He doesn't
Yeah.
get mad like that.
No. No.
Now, when I
That's not Pete.
pictured it happening, though, I pictured you driving and throwing the leftovers out the window because that was just a funnier thought than the passenger doing it. Like the driver being like, "Give me those." You don't appreciate anything? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't do anything?
Fuck you. Yeah. All right.
Oh,
So, yep, that was
okay.
that.
Who that dude?
Okay. That was Who Dat Dude. Burn. Let's move on to, well, where could we move on to? We could move on to, how about, oh, your favorite. How about Fun Fact?
How about some fun facts,
I know you
Natty
love Fun Fact, and
Daddy?
I know you love Fun Fact. And how do I know you love Fun Fact?
I
Because you've told me a million
I
times that
tell you
you
every time I
loved
see you.
Fun Fact.
Tell you
You
every time
love
I
Fun
see you.
Fact. And what's
Love
not to
them.
love about Fun Fact?
Hit me.
Okay. Well, I'm waiting for my fun facts to load, so this could be a fucking
These must
non.
be these must be real fun. Like these are gonna be super fun now.
Right now, I'm fucking. Oh, come on, you cunt. Fucking work.
Dude,
Okay, here we
there's so
go.
much fun in these facts. It's taking a while to load.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Fun fact number one. Okay. Okay. One wild night in the year 1837 in the English town of Melton Mowbray, right? There was a guy named Lord Waterford, and he was on a drunken bender with his friends, right? And they went around knocking over like flower pots and breaking windows, and for some strange reason, they painted people's doors red, right? This act shocked the community and led to the phrase painting the town red.
Wait, so it's actually guys just painting people's doors red as a
So
prank?
So yeah, Mowbray, Lord Waterford from Mowbray or Meltown or whatever, he and his buddies got all shivved up. They're all shimmed up one night, and they got all drunk, and they were bored, and they're walking around. They start breaking flower pots and smashing windows, and they're like, fuck it, let's start painting doors red. They just started painting everyone's doors red, and then paint the town red. That's
Okay,
where
well
it came from.
that's awesome. And now I had a personal question. What would you be more mad about when you woke up in the morning? If you woke up and your front door was painted red, or if someone tore the air conditioning unit out of your first story window while it was plugged into the wall? Which one would you be more pissed about?
I would be furious about the AC unit, tell
It'd
you the
be the
truth.
AC, right? Paint the
Because
town
I'd
red.
wake
So
up to a hot house,
hot house,
right?
maybe a broken window, or at least a busted up
Yeah.
screen. Who knows if
Yeah.
your outlet's okay?
Yeah.
Uh, all right,
But
so
a new door painted, I've been like, thank you. I'm
yeah,
wanting to
right.
do that.
Now we
As
stand
long as
out
it's
in our
approved by my HOA. I
and
don't
now we
care.
stand out in our high income neighborhood.
Yeah.
Uh, all right, so
That
Pink
fun
Town Red,
fact, my
a bit of
door
good
is
fun.
actually red.
You son of a bitch! You beat me
Yeah.
to it. I
There
was gonna
you
come. I was gonna come down tonight
go.
just to fuck with you.
Okay. Next fun fact. You ready?
I am very ready.
Okay, so during the Victorian era, when it first became possible to play music it was come out of a speaker known as a gramophones, right?
Mhm.
Or gramophones, right? And the music could only play at a single volume, and it was a very loud volume. So what they would do to quiet it down, listeners would request that you would put a sock in the gramophone to lower the volume. And so the phrase put a sock in it to tell someone to quiet down was born.
That's actually really good because if you think about
Right?
the phrase "put a sock in it," it sounds completely ridiculous. Like I know a lot of these
Yeah.
idioms are like, "Oh, I didn't know it came from there," but like "paint the town red."
Yeah.
Okay, that's a door. That makes sense. Stuffing a sock in a gramophone to mean "shut the fuck up" is I. It would have taken me a very long time worth of guesses to get like where that phrase
I
actually came from.
I'll tell you a story. I always thought the phrase "put a sock in it" came from my old man because he told me that my uncle Danny snored so fucking bad that he used to stuff socks in his mouth because they shared a room. He was one of 10 kids, so they
Right.
all shared a fucking room. You know. And he was like, they had bunk beds. It was four boys and six girls. So they had one room with all the boys and one room with all the girls. And he was like, they put in the bunk beds. He was like, he just wouldn't stop fucking. It was so loud, the snoring, right, that he shoved a sock in his mouth while he was sleeping and told him to shut the hell up.
It just proves that old Annie Lavelle had the same sensibilities as like 1700 Parisians. They were like, "Can you turn that down a little bit? I have a
Yeah.
plan. Let's shut that the
Yeah,
fuck
well,
up."
if it was one speaker that played at super loud volume, they're just like, oh my God, cool it, will you?
Yeah,
You
right.
know? Yeah.
All
But
right,
also
super.
socks back then. I mean, what were they? Either way.
Uh,
Okay, so I
probably
got
pretty, probably
another.
pretty fucking nasty,
Yeah,
actually.
pretty gross. So there you go. Okay, next fun fact. Are you ready?
2 for 2 so far.
Here we go. In ancient Greece, you heard of it, you know it.
Hmm.
Political votes were held by using white and black beans. That's right. So each color representing a different candidate. Everyone would put whichever color they voted for into a bucket or into a pot, and it'd later be counted. So if someone was to accidentally knock over this pot, they would be quite literally spilled the beans, which now means to let go the secret or, tell a secret,
Right, to
right?
expose the secret.
Yeah, to reveal the
Also,
secret.
is that where bean counters come from? People call accountants bean counters. I bet that's probably has something to do with it as well.
I don't know about that. It might be, but this is for like political votes, right? You had a white bean, black bean. You would throw them in the pot, and then if you knocked over the pot, you'd spill the beans on who was actually winning the vote, or you could
Right,
see,
because people be able
you
to see
know,
what's going on there.
right? And
Damn,
like, yeah, pretty cool. Almost 3,000 years later, spill the beans. That's
still
wild,
still works.
right?
Still works. Isn't it crazy to think about all the sayings we have, like the idioms we have as Americans that we've never even thought of? Like, it never
Yeah.
occurred to me where "spill the beans" came from.
Nope. Nope. Yep. So, you want to hear another one?
Maddie, we're fucking educating tonight. Yeah, absolutely. Give the people what they want.
So,
Knowledge.
okay. So here we go. So during battles, right, before anesthesia was a thing, the injured soldiers who were in a lot of pain were given bullets to bite down on during surgery to endure it. So that's why when we say it's better to bite the bullet, right? That's where it comes from.
It's going to hurt a lot, but we're actually trying to fix you. Like
Yeah,
something,
you're just gonna have to bite the bullet there,
going to
pal.
bite the bullet. Man.
Yeah, so that's where it came from. They didn't have anesthesia back in the day in these, I guess Civil War eras where they had bullets or whatever, and they would have to literally bite down because they were metal casing, bite down on the bullets, because they used to give them like a stick or something to bite down
Yeah,
on too.
I was gonna ask. Like, that's the best use of resources is a bullet.
I don't know. There
Sounds
you
kind of
go.
wild.
Bite the bullet, baby.
Shit.
Yeah. So there you go. That's my fun
That's
facts.
that's good knowledge, baby. That's good education. You come to Working
That's right,
Perspective
Daddy.
podcast. You come to the Retorted Show, and you learn something.
All right. Next thing we're doing, we're commencing to comment.
What we got?
All right. First comment comes off I don't know if I did this one. Crimson Charlie. Do we know Crimson Charlie? Did I talk about Crimson Charlie? Because they left a comment. They left a comment on Olympic Crush from the 90s Dominique
Well,
Mucciano clip.
I don't know if you've done it because we get so much mooch love here all the time. I'm gonna need to hear the comment before I can. We get a lot of mooch love, as we
Oh,
should,
God.
as
It's
she
all
should.
Mooch Love. All Mooch Love. This person has 2 subscribers, no videos. They left a comment just saying, same.
I mean, whether we played it before or not, hard agree.
Still holds true. Still
Hard
holds
agree.
true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nothing has
Uh,
happened to change that.
and then
Uh oh.
the next comment,
Uh-oh. This is always either a shot at you or me.
next comment comes from the user finger bang your ego 678. Finger bang your ego 678.
I got my hockles up. I got my hockles up for this one.
I mean, I don't, it's it's just a great name. Finger bang your
It's a
ego
great name.
678.
Hunter
I
Biden
don't know why.
nominee.
Uninvited
Hunter
award
Biden
nominee.
nominee
It
for
just
sure.
tickled me. Tickled me. But finger bang your ego 678 left a comment on the James Dean Cool clip, and they just put you're gay, and they spelled the "your" correctly. It's with the apostrophe. So
So
you're
you are
gay.
gay. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I put you're gay, and I put thanks, Dad.
Finger bang your ego. You're just going around judging other people. I think you might need to add slip a second or third digit in there.
Yeah.
Finger
Yeah. Yeah.
bang.
Yeah.
I don't think you're banging it hard enough.
No. 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 I'm a 4-digit kind of guy. Either way. Next comment, last comment comes off the King of Cool clip from a couple days ago, and it was left by our boy, the one and only Omni 112, the King of Cool.
112.
We talked about the dude with a Zippo, with Marby Reds and a Zippo. There's a line around the block waiting to blow that guy, and that's the fucking truth.
Yeah,
The truth,
obviously.
right? And
Obviously.
our boy Omni 112 just put LMAO,
He knows.
LMAO.
He knows.
He knows, Daddy. He knows.
He,
And that does it for that. Burn, you ready to keep it moving?
let us keep it shoving.
All right. So here's what I want to do. I want to introduce a new segment. All right. It's a new thing we're going to try. It's called the T and the A segment, Burn. the T in the A segment. So for those who don't know, Bern and I worked together for a long time. Long, long time. And we used to work at a restaurant, which was mostly men. And when you're there all day with just men, there's could be one, a female could walk in, and this female could be a walk-in four, but already you're bumping her up to a 6.5, just because you haven't seen a woman all day. So
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, a woman,
Everything is everything is relative. Everything is relative
right.
to its surroundings.
So we had to find a way to even out that scale, right? So we might, if a girl walked in, you saying she's an 8.5 in real life, well, would you stick your tongue in her ass? Would you tee that A? Because if yes, then it's for real. But if not, then you're just you haven't seen a woman all day and you're being lied to. Yourself is lying to you.
It's like looking
Okay,
at the oasis in the desert. You know what I mean? It's
right?
not
It's a mirage.
your eyes are playing tricks.
It's a mirage. So we wanted to try that with the U.S. women's soccer team. Isn't that
And
right, Bern?
let me make something clear too. I think this is relevant, and me and Maddie are we're in our 40s. Some of us are happily married. Um, it's tough to know what the kids are doing out there, but it seems like the kids out there are doing a lot of T's and a lot of A's. It seems like T and the A is becoming a pretty mainstream thing. When we were developing this scale 20 years ago,
Yeah.
T and the A were much less common, much less commonly talked about, and certainly was a level of demarcation for like a super fine situation.
Yeah.
So I worry that it's going to get diluted now with all these youngsters out there peeing everyone's A's. But
Yeah.
we're gonna stay true to who we are and
Yeah.
go by our original system.
All right, Bern. So here we go. We're T and the A, and we're starting with three members of the U.S. women's national soccer team. So
All forwards,
first one,
correct?
all forwards.
Okay.
Yes. All
Okay.
right. So first one we got up. Her name is Alyssa Thompson. She's a forward on the women's U.S. national soccer team. Um, she's here. This is what we got for face right over here. I don't know if you can
Mm-hmm.
see.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. This is her Instagram. Not bad. Obviously, there's some photos, that she's gonna try and make herself look good, and I want to get some full body shots. I'm a
Sure.
back porch man, and I know you are too. You know. But
Mm.
this is where we're gonna go. I think you told me a stat. It's 98% of the women on the U.S. women's soccer team are all lesies,
I think
right?
like 7 out of 11 starters are openly gay.
Yeah, liquor license. Got it. Not a problem. So, Bern, I'm gonna tell you now. Yeah, I knocked the bottom out of it, but I would not tee that A. I would not tee that A.
See, here's where you and I think, differ a little bit. I know you're a big back porch guy,
Love
but
the back porch.
it's a lot more resistance when you're in the TDA. That black dress picture and that top right face photo. I am going to go
Right.
ahead and I am going to give I'm going to give my first T in the A. I'm going to T that A.
You're gonna tee Alyssa Thompson's A.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Yeah,
Bern,
yeah.
I never thought you would tee any of their A's, but I'm proud to hear that you say you're teeing the A. And
No,
like you were saying,
right off Jump Street. I mean, yeah.
like you're saying before, it's a more of a thing. This is what I think people don't realize, right? Is that teeing in the A before, right? Teeing the A when we were coming up, guys are already teeing girls A. We were teeing
Yeah,
girls
of
A
course.
all the
Of
live
course.
long,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. You're right there.
But now I think girls have started teeing guys in the A, and now all of a sudden it's a thing.
Maybe
Okay?
that's where the movement comes from, but I'm still
Yeah.
holding to our standards of like an 8.5 or higher, and a unique scenario. Yeah, no, I'm teeing that A.
Here we go.
Teeing
All
that A.
right. So next one coming up here. Here we go. All right. Are you ready? The next one we have Allie Sentner. Here we go. So, Bern, when I was first going over this, I was like, ooh, ooh. And then I went, oh, right?
Yeah,
This is the O right here.
yeah,
This one right here. Oh, oh,
yeah.
oh.
I mean,
But then again, let's go over to here, right? Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, looks like she's got some nice thick thighs, you know? You
Save
know,
lives.
you might knock the bottom out of it. You know what I mean? Trying to get a full body pick here, you know? I mean, all these girls are gonna have like flat stomachs, right? Who we doing? But I like
Yeah,
some
they're gonna
thick
be lean.
thighs,
They're gonna
pal.
be
I'm a
lean.
thick
They're gonna
thigh
be
guy.
lean and muscular.
Yeah.
Maddie, if
Yeah.
I may, I am. I'm not. I'm not gonna tee that A.
You know what, Bern? I'm with you. I'm not gonna tee that A.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tee that
I'm
A.
not gonna tee that A. I'm
Lovely.
not
She
gonna
looks
tee that
lovely.
A.
Everything about her looks lovely. And maybe had if I got to know her, I would. But just on first glance, no.
On first glance, this might be her best pick here, maybe. I
Yeah,
don't
and
know.
she's adorable.
She's adorbs.
She's
Totes
just not.
adorbs.
I don't think she's T in the A material.
She's
For
not
me.
teeing the
For
A
me.
material.
For me.
She's not teeing the A material. Burn. I think you nailed it there. All right. That, you know, that's our second one. Are you okay? So far, you're half T, half A, right?
Yeah, you're an offer, which is
I'm an offer.
I mean,
I'm an
wow.
offer.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
All right. But here we go. Burn our third and final T in the A for this round. We have the one and only Emma Sears, Daddy. Emma Sears. This one's going to be tough not to T that A.
Well, let's
Let's
see what we
talk
got
about
here.
it.
See what
Here
we
we
got.
go. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Very
All,
demure.
you know,
Very
the
demure.
face off the jump. Looking good.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Let's get some maybe get a full body pick. What we got here? Something here, full body. So you got a little back porch there, you know?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
That looks like our other girl, Alyssa Thompson
Yeah.
there,
Yeah. Glutes are
you
going to
know?
be strong. Glutes are going to be strong
Oh,
with this
yeah. The
crew.
legs on all these chicks are going to be looking good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Oh, baby. I mean, our girl Emma knows what she's doing here, right? She knows what she's doing. She knows what's going on, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Emma Sears is serious about one thing. Here we go. We got this guy here, right? Looks like she plays for a team. Byrne, I'm going to need your decision. Are you going to tee that A?
This is tough. This is right. This is right on the line. This is right on the line for me. Um, I would take her out to a lovely steak dinner.
Mm.
And then I would go home. I would rub her calves with goat's milk. But I would not tee her A. That's a no for me.
Really?
That's a no for me.
What is the number one drawback here?
Vibe. I think it's vibe. I think if I
Right.
I think yeah, it would just be happening because I wanted to, and she'd be like, yeah, whatever. I mean, I don't know. I don't get the vibe. That's something that's going to really.
I'll tell you, I mean, for me, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, she looks like that hot, mean, pretty,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to,
True.
love to tongue
Mm-hmm.
punch a hot, mean, pretty. But, God, I don't know if I tee that A. Also, we found out while researching her, she is a graduate from the Ohio State University, which,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you tongue punch that fart box, then you're looking at Buckeye, and I refuse.
I was going to say instead of a brown eye, you got a buckeye there. That might be a
Yeah,
different scenario. So
yeah.
no. So I'm the only one who
No,
teed an A today. Interesting.
you're the only one teeing the A.
Interesting.
No T in the A's, and that's our first T in the egg segment. And we don't know if we're gonna do another one, but it was fun while it lasted.
We'll see. Thank you.
We'll
Big
see.
shout outs, listen to the show, fans of the show, the U.S. women's national soccer team.
Damn right.
We appreciate your
Damn right.
participation.
Yep. All right, Bern. We're moving on, and we're moving on up to the east side to a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yep. And we're gonna do. Are we gonna do? What are we gonna? Are we gonna do a little
Oh,
back off? Yups.
come on, yups. What you got? What you got for me tonight?
You know what I'm gonna tell him to back off, Bern? You know I've been wanting to tell him to back off.
Hit me.
I want to tell him, hey, 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 yups. Hey, yups. do me a favor. Back off my nuts. All right? You're on my fucking nuts, dude. Okay? One thing I love about the city of Philadelphia, Bern, is that they're mean, but they're mean to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And you can trust that. All right? I don't trust when someone's too nice. Okay? If you're too nice to me, what's your
What
angle?
What do you want from me?
Am I
What are
your
you trying to
mark?
do? What are you
Trying
trying
to
to get?
fucking mark me, bub?
Yeah. What are you trying
Huh?
to get? What do I look like to you?
What
Some
do I
kind of
look like?
chump? Some kind of
Fucking
chump? Is
Johnny Chumps?
that who you
Not
see?
dealing with it.
You look at me.
Not dealing with it, Bern.
Yups. Back off our nuts. Listen, it's appropriate to be nice. All right. We should all try a little harder to be nice to people in situations where people need nice things. But when someone is being even a little bit of a strage, it is absolutely your God given right to let them know, hey, tone it down, back it up, take it easy, relax, wait your turn, quiet down. No one wants to hear your opinion. No one wants you to solve this situation. Let the adults in the room handle what they're handling. Wait in line. Your tacos will be up shortly. You know,
And back off my fucking nuts.
mind your fucking business and back off our fucking nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. I mean, if I could just tell everybody one thing, is that it's okay not to fucking suck everyone's ass. All right?
Yeah. As we just proved in our TNA segment, most
Very
people don't
much so.
deserve it. Most people don't deserve it. Most
They
people
do
haven't earned
not.
it. Be kind. Don't be a jerk. But save your real acts of kindness and grace for people who actually deserve it out there. And also, guys, it's summer. It's hot. It's humid. Just back up off my nuts. Okay?
Back up off my nuts, yuppie.
I'm warm
Back up
enough
off my
as it is.
nuts.
I'm already a little sweaty right now. Just give my
Yeah.
nuts some room to breathe.
Yeah.
Or else I'm not gonna be so
So,
nice.
there you go. All right, Bern. Well, that does it for Back Off Yuppie. Are you ready? Are you willing? Are you Gable?
The interior. Boxing dressing room. Night. The air is thick with the smell of liniment and sweat. Fluorescent lights buzz overhead. A heavy silence hangs between the grizzled boxing coach, Frankie, 60s, a lifetime of fights in his eyes, and his young, restless fighter, Leon, 20s, taped up, shadowboxing nervously. The roar of the arena crowd is distant, a muffled beast.
Hey, kid, look at me. Leon. No. Not at the floor. Not at your damn hands. Look at me.
I'm ready, coach. I'm ready. I'm just the noise out there.
Come on, kid. The noise ain't got nothing to do with it. It's just noise. What's in here? That's what matters. What's in here?
Fire, rage, everything you taught me.
Come on, kid. It's not just that. Tonight, it's got to be more. He's bigger. He's stronger. And he thinks he's going to break you. But you just got to remember what I told you. Every punch he throws, every jab, every hook, it's just a question. And you got to have an answer. You got to have an answer with every fiber of your being. You got to answer with your heart.
I won't let you down, coach.
Oh, kid. You don't fight for me, Leon. You fight for you. For every early morning, every drop of sweat, every time you wanted to quit but didn't. This ain't just a fight, kid. This is your life in front of 1,000 eyes. Everything you are, everything you could be, it's all in that ring. Now all you gotta do is go out there and show them who you are. Leave nothing in that ring. Nothing. And scene. That does it, everybody, for another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast presents The Retorted Show. I'm Matt Lavelle. He's Burned Podcasty. And in case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You know us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast. Join us on Twitter and TikTok at Working P Pod. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe. And we'll keep bringing you this amazing content. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks. See ya!